Special board meeting to order at 7:53 p.m. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg? Here. Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Here.
Trustee Galante? Here. Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Glatz?
Present.
And President Vandenberg is absent.
Before we go into item 1, I would just like to recognize 2 scouts from Troop 318 that's working on their communication badge.
Boys, why don't you stand up? Communications.
Would you like to? Would you guys like to say anything, or?
No, we're just gonna be back here taking notes.
Okay.
What other merit badge are you gonna work on after talking to me?
I'll be working on family life and, citizenship and community.
There you go, that's the one. Right, because you can use this meeting for both.
And then I think after that, we'll have my 21 merit badges for Eagle.
Yeah, but as an Eagle Scout, you don't want the bare minimum.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get more afterwards, but I just wanna.
Because I'm on the Eagle board. It's good to have more than just the minimum. Thank you very much. Scare them now. Thank you, gentlemen.
You're gonna let them off that easy?
Well, I figure we gotta get going. I'm scared of it.
Item number 1, I would like to make a motion to consider approval of the agenda. I have a second?
Second?
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, I'd like to make a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the special village board meeting held on February 4th, 2020.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Please signify. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, Tinley Park Business Spotlight. I will go first. So basically what this is Clerk Therian and myself are trying to introduce new businesses and existing businesses that have been doing well in our community. And we're gonna try and do 2 of them every board meeting. The first one, I'll go first. The first business we'd like to feature is Bettinardi Golf. They're a true success story. I don't think I need to do much of an introduction, but Ellis, Bob, if you could step up and say a couple things.
Sure.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome, you're welcome. Do I talk in here or no?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, guys, I appreciate it. Mike invited me tonight. Bettinardi Golf is at 7800 Graphics Drive in Tinley Park. We're on Frontage Road, right off of Interstate 80. And we've been there, I'm gonna say 1997 in that building. And then we just bought the old Igor building, which is around 100 yards east of my building now. And what we do is we make golf products for everybody, really. We have distribution, which is great, all over the world. And I'm talking Japan, Korea, China, Europe, Canada, and everywhere. This last week, I was down at which was a really nice time for me. I was down in Naples, Florida, visiting Fred Couples, who was on my staff. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Fred Couples. He's on the Champions Tour. Matt Kuchar is on my staff. He, in fact, almost won this week at the Genesis Open. And we've got about probably 15 or 20 people every week on the ladies tour, the regular tour, the PGA tour, and the Champions Tour, and the European tour, playing putters that I make in Tinley Park. Most of the golf companies are in California. They're in San Diego. So being the fact that you have a golf company in Tinley Park is very rare. But that's what we do there. And so we started out in a manufacturing business many years ago. I'm an engineer myself. And then I got into the golf business because I fell in love with golf, and I just felt like I could make something for these players and for the world, and make something really cool, really nice. And that's what Bettinardi Golf does. It makes all their own product in America. In fact, most of the golf companies in San Diego that I mentioned make all their products overseas. Most of them are made in China. So Bettinardi Golf is probably one of the only golf companies in the whole world that makes their product in America, and for that matter, in Tinley Park. So I'm very proud of that. Mike, I know you know this, and most of the people are trustees, but Tinley Park has been very good to me. I will tell you that. When I bought the building 12 months ago, or I think it was 11 or 12 months ago, you guys, great. There was no issues, no problems. Tinley Park has been very good as far as helping me with anything I have in the past, and it looks like they're going to help me in the future with all kinds of things. But so I really appreciate Tinley Park. It's been great. The only problem that I have right now is finding employees. We are growing. 4 years ago, we had 50 employees. Now we have 150 employees. So we're growing at a really nice clip. And I would, be remiss if I didn't tell you that we get a lot of phone calls from Indiana, from Wisconsin, telling us they want us to move. But we got our family here, so we're going to stay. So that's my story.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I know a lot of people have left, and the fact that you have 150 from 50 is amazing, and you make it. I don't golf, just so you know. I'm not a golfer, but it's.
I'd second that.
It's
We all try to golf, I guess.
yeah, no, mine go that way and that way, but.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming, and it's great to have a success story in our town like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
The next business we'd like to spotlight is Lisa Thomas Salon. Lisa Thomas Salon is celebrating 30 years of business in Tinley Park this March. Their beautiful hair and makeup studio, located at 159th and 84th Avenue, is a top-rated salon and offers a full complement of professional beauty services. Please join me in welcoming Lisa and Tom Kamak, the owners of Lisa Thomas Salon.
How you guys doing? Of course, you already know. My name is Tom, and this is Lisa Kamak. We are the co-owners of Lisa Thomas Salon in Tinley Park. We currently have 3 locations. One is in Tinley Park at 159th and 84th Avenue, as she just said. We have a second location in Orland Park at 143rd and 80th Avenue, which we've been there for 19 years. And then our newest location is out in Mokina on Route 30 and Wolf Road, which we've been there 6 years. We have about over 85 employees that work in our company, not just in Tinley, but in Orland and Mokina. I don't know, that was a tough act to follow. So, but we've had a lot of success. We are celebrating 30 years, and we've had a ton of success over the last 30 years. And Lisa's going to talk a little bit how we achieve that success and what we do in our company.
So I just want to say, I'm Lisa, this is Tom, Lisa Thomas. He's not Tom Thomas, and I'm not Lisa Thomas. But at the salon, I do go by Lisa Thomas. I just want to say, we've been in the community for 30 years. Our flagship location was a 100-year-old farmhouse, and we've been there for a long time, expanded 3 times in there and then expand again. And we've just always been dedicated to offering the best customer service and the great guest experience, and really providing great hairstylists. I always tell them, you're not coming for a job, you're coming for a career. And, we're a regular company, we apply our benefits and 401k and things like that, which most people don't think a salon does. So it's been great being in Tinley Park. They've supported us a lot. We've done a lot of fashion shows, parades, cut-a-thons, and it's been a great community to be in. A lot of Tinley Park community has supported us also. So it's great. Our mantra that we live by is like, I always say, one of our companies always said, you got to, learn better, to earn better, to live better, and that's something that we follow by in our company. So just want to thank you for having us and recognizing us, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 4, consider recognizing the students involved in the 2020 Youth in Government Program. Garrett, you want to help me? We'll do it school by school. You want to start out with Tinley Park High School?
Yes, thank you, Trustee Glotz. Earlier today, the students ran a mock village board meeting, and here are the 3 participating schools and their students. Tinley Park High School, Julia Bush, Emma Gaiola, Eric Schute, Brian Moriarty, Jackson Scanberg, Marina Moorer, Brianna Clayton, and Patricio Flores. For Lincoln Way East High School, Harris Malik, Lainey O'Boyle, Nolan Enright, and Gianna Vita. For Victor J. Andrew High School, we have Adora Ogbede, Dante Redmond, Ilias Siddiqui, Erin Tinarella, Alexandra Sullivan, Ethan Ryan, and Mia Bricelli. The students were great. They did a great job today. The program was a good success. We'd also like to thank the teachers and principals for supplying such great students. So let's publicly recognize Principal Teresa Nolan and teacher Mike Barcina of Tinley Park High School. A special thanks to Principal Sharon McCulloch and Patrick Leonard of Lincoln Way East High School. And thanks to Principal Robert Nolting and teacher Mark Lobes of Andrew High School. Thanks to all who made this fine program a great success again. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for all your help.
Put it together.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to the CRC for what you
Yep.
guys do. On another note, I was waiting for you guys to come here for this because we do it every year. I apologize, when we did the announcements for the tree lighting, the CRC was the only one that was not on my list. And thank you for all you guys do. I appreciate it. Item number 5, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider appointing James Ostrom to the position of building official.
Second?
Got Mike.
The village conducted a recruitment to fill a vacancy of building official in our community development department and received 32 submissions. Following shortlisting to 3 candidates, interviews were conducted by a panel of community development management, administration, trustees, and human resources. 2 finalists were interviewed on 2 occasions, and James Ostrom was identified as the best candidate for the position. Mr. Ostrom earned an MBA in management from the University of St. Francis and a Bachelor's of Science degree in construction technology from Purdue University Northwest. He has experience with the City of Aurora as a building inspector and code compliance officer. Additionally, he has extensive experience in construction planning, design, management, scheduling, and estimating with Riverside Healthcare, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, Machuda Construction, and other organizations. Mr. Ostrom also holds ICC certifications for residential building inspector, commercial building inspector, as well as residential plans examiner. Please consider adopting James Ostrom for the position of building official effective February 24th, 2020.
Thanks, Mike. Would you like to?
Just like to thanks for the opportunity. Glad to be here and ready to get started.
Very good. Thanks, James.
Short and sweet.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, good luck.
Good thing he's not in the call.
No, I couldn't.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Glotz.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Item number 6, I'd like to make a motion to consider approval of the following consent agenda items. Have a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, could you please read those?
Item A, consider request from Good Shepherd Manor to conduct a raffle on Sunday, April 26, 2020, at the Odyssey Country Club, 19100 Ridgeland Avenue, with the maximum value of the prize not to exceed $850. Winners will be drawn at Odyssey Country Club. Item B, consider adopting Resolution 2020-R-013, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and the Will County Department of Transportation for the improvements to 80th Avenue from 183rd to 191st Street in Will and Cook County. Item C, consider adopting Resolution 2020-R-018, authorizing an agreement between the Village of Tinley Park and Live Nation Worldwide LLC for public safety services at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And lastly, item D, consider payment of outstanding bills in the amount of $2,534,529.80 as listed on the vendor board approval report dated February 7th and February 14th, 2020.
Just quickly on item B, so for item B, the village tonight, you're just approving Will County's ability to use their quick take procedures that they recently authorized to do. We're not going to be entering into any contract with Will County for that. We're just saying, yes, go ahead. So,
Very
just
good.
wanted to correct that.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Any board members like to remove any of these items? Anyone from the public care to comment? Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Glatz.
Yes. Item number 7, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2020-0-008, authorizing the acquisition of real property located at 6706 North Street through condemnation or other means.
Second.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Bill. This ordinance provides the village manager and village attorney with explicit authority to acquire the above referenced parcel. To date, negotiations with the property owner have not been successful. An offer has been made or will be made at fair market value. In the event an agreement cannot be reached, the ordinance authorizes the village attorney to file a condemnation suit to acquire the property as acquisition of property is necessary for public purpose and in furtherance of the new Brennan TIF District redevelopment project and plan. This ordinance is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you, Mike. Any board members care to comment? Anyone from the public care to comment on this item? Mr. Denoyer.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Just history-wise, this is eminent domain, right? Back in 2006, I think it was Clerk Ray said that this village has never used eminent domain. So this is like pretty big in terms of history. And will this property, if we go through with this, remain village property and use for public use? Will this parcel, do we know?
I think, first of all, Brad, do you want to speak about the village's eminent domain history real
Well,
quick? Just to
actually,
correct
the
that?
village has used eminent domain periodically throughout the last 40 years or so. They have used it sparingly. With regard to the TIF, the board kind of said we don't want to displace we don't want to kick any homeowners out of their homes as far as eminent domain is concerned, because there had been concern about that. And in this case, the house on this property has been vacant for some time, so, anyway, go ahead, Douglas.
So, yeah,
And then
that's fine, if it's been used before. I was just going back on a Tribune article, so, but anyways.
And
So
you want-
once, if we
you wanna
do
send that
acquire
article out,
this,
you could.
what?
I'd be interested to read the article as well if you have it, so go ahead and send it to us.
Yeah.
About the village's lack of ever using that. Go
Sure.
ahead. And then back to the role of eminent domain is to allow the village to be able to, acquire properties for a public purpose. And I think the village has been able to show right now, especially in that TIF district, that, it's better for us to control that property and, be able to adequately control how the new Bremen TIF develops. Whether it stays with the village forever and ever, or, for a few years in the shortcoming, that's up to the village to decide. I don't think anyone tonight can answer whether that will stay with the village in perpetuity or not.
Well, it's gonna be part of Harmony Square, right?
It may be, yeah.
So, I guess I don't know, I guess if we don't really know what we're gonna do with the property, or you don't really know, let's just take it from this guy. I don't care. I get that this guy is jacking the village around. I don't wanna pay more than what we should have to pay, but I don't wanna take property away from somebody either, just because, hey, we might use it for this, we might not use it for that. That's just something to consider.
address the board? Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Glatz.
Yes. Item number 8, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2020-0-009, authorizing the acquisition of real property located at 6712 North Street through condemnation or other means.
So moved.
Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Bills. This ordinance provides the village manager and village attorney with explicit authority to acquire the above referenced parcel. To date, negotiations with the property owner have not been successful. An offer has been made or will be made at fair market value. In the event of an agreement can't be reached, the ordinance authorizes the village attorney to file a condemnation suit to acquire the property as acquisition of the property is necessary for a public purpose and in furtherance of the new Bremen TIF District redevelopment project and plan. This ordinance is also up for adoption tonight.
Thank you. Anyone from the board care to comment? Anyone from the public care to comment?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead, man.
So, we voted on this, or you guys voted on this last December. Why are we doing it again?
Find differences in the previous action, we were requiring, this particular address includes 2 pieces of property, 2 parcels. The previous action was pursued after one of those parcels, we're now going after the other parcel.
All right. And I guess you're not gonna know if this is gonna remain village property and for public use in perpetuity, right? You don't know. All right. See ya.
Anyone else from the public care to comment? Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glatz.
Yes. Item number 9, Trustee Brady.
I'd like to have the board consider adopting ordinance 2020-0010, rules and regulations for the Tinley Park Civil Service Commission.
Second.
Okay, I'd like to have a summary of the updated rules and regulations of Civil Service Commission was presented at the Administration and Legal Committee meeting on January 14th, 2020, and the Committee of the Whole meeting on February 4th, 2020. The comprehensive review of existing rules and regulations of the Civil Service Commission was completed in order to determine if the rules and regulations from 1997 accurately address the current landscape for employees' recruitment and hiring. No comprehensive review has been undertaken in over 20 years since the adoption in 1977. Instead, only minor changes have been made to certain portions of the rules and regulations as needed. Also included in this review were changes in the use of technology since adoption of the rules and regulations in 1997 in order to determine whether or not the existing rules and regulations provide clear guidelines for all commissioners, members of the public, and potential employees. With the comprehensive changes to the rules and regulations, the village was seeking board trustee approval so that they are fully in countenance under the Home Rule Authority. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Bill. Anyone from the board care to comment? Anyone from the public care to comment? Let the record reflect there are none. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Glatz.
Yes. Item number 10, I guess I'll take this one. Consider adopting ordinance 2020-0-011, amending Title 9, Chapter 112, Section 112.22 of the Tinley Park Municipal Code, reduction of one Class E liquor license. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Proposed ordinance would decrease the number of Class C liquor licenses by 1. Currently, there are 7 active Class C liquor licenses. It has been best practice to reduce the classification when there is no establishment tied to it. Questions from the board? I thought we had two of these we discussed,
2 reductions.
unless we're the.
No, it's only one
But
reduction.
after further review, it was reduced just to this one item.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you. Hannah did a bang-up job getting this cleaned up so we could do this housekeeping.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board?
Thank you,
Any
Hannah.
questions from the public?
Thanks, Hannah.
Let the record reflect, there are no questions for Hannah. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
Abstain.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Glatz.
Yes. Item number 11. Consider adopting ordinance 2020-0-012, amending Title 9, Chapter 112, Section 112.20, K2 of the Tinley Park Municipal Code, Class K1 license. Is there a motion?
So moved. So moved.
Is there a second?
Then
If you would like. Is there a second? The record reflect it failed.
Seeing no second, yes.
Item number 12. I'd like to make a motion, consider adopting Resolution 2020-R-014, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Sewer Assessment Services for smoke testing and manhole inspections. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Upon completion of formal request for proposal RFP process in fiscal year 2019, the contract was awarded to Sewer Assessment Services. The RFP was written as a one-year contract with the option of 2 one-year extensions, including a 3% unit cost increase each year. This will be the first contract extension. Consider awarding a contract to the Sewer Assessment Services in the estimated amount of $98,546.72. As this contract provides for unit costs, the actual expenditures will vary based on work performed. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee held on February 11, 2020. The resolution is eligible for adoption. So any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Let the record reflect there are none. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Glatz.
Yes. Item 13, Trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Trustee Glatz. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2020-R-015, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and AMS Mechanical Systems for Post 3 electrical improvements.
So moved.
Thanks, Bill.
I'll second it.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Mike. The following bids were received on February 4th, 2020 for electrical improvements at Post 3 Stormwater Lift Station, 7350 175th Street. AMS Mechanical Services out of Woodridge, Illinois for $126,870. Aries Inc. out of Tinley Park for $148,586. Consider awarding a contract to AMS Mechanical Systems for $126,870. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee meeting held on February 11th, 2020. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Brennan. Anyone from the board have any questions on this for John? Anyone from the public? Does the record reflect there are none? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glatz.
Yes. Item number 14, Trustee Galante.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2020-R-R-016, approving an intergovernmental agreement IGA between the Village of Tinley Park and the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago for the Steam Bank Stabilization Project.
Second?
Thanks, Cindy.
The village has presented a plan from the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District for the construction of a maintenance of the Midlothian Creek Steam Bank Stabilization Project, which addresses several points of the Midlothian Creek steam bed. MWRD had initially prepared the plans and advertised for bids on this project. However, the bids they received were more than $1 budgeted. MWRD then contracted the village as numerous complaints had been received by both parties regarding erosion issues and an additional location at the Midlothian Creek near Scott Court. The revised project was then put out to bid by the village in hopes to receiving more bids and a lower overall project cost. The cost sharing of the project requires an IGA to be approved by both parties. The total cost breakdown for the IGA is as follows. The district will provide for costs of location A and location B estimated at $749,000. Two, the district will also provide 50%, $117,500 of the cost for the work at Scott Court, location C, estimated at $235,000 and $117,500. The village will provide the difference between the original scope of the work, A and B, and the revised scope of work, A plus B plus C equals $117,500. The total project cost is projected to be $984,000, with the district providing $866,500 and the village providing $117,500. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee meeting held on February 11th, 2020, and this resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Diane. Anyone from the board have any comments? I would like to ask Brad, can you just give a short little summary, what a great deal this is with MWRD and getting this property fixed by the creek?
This, the issue at Scott Court has been an ongoing concern for some time, and being able to finally address this with the sharing of the cost with MWRD is a great move.
Thank you. Anyone from the public here to address the board? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glatz?
Yes. Item 15, Trustee Brennan.
Trustee Glatz. I'd like to make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2020-R-017, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Misfits Construction Company for the Stream Bank Stabilization Project.
So
Second?
moved.
Thanks, Bill.
Just for the record, don't let the name fool you. Mike and I had plenty of laughs with this last month.
The Stream Bank Stabilization Project for the Midlothian Creek were prepared by MWRD. The project entails stabilizing approximately 495 feet of the Midlothian Creek between 66th Court and Hickory Street, stabilizing approximately 80 feet of the creek bed near Scott Court, and establishing and maintaining the vegetation to prevent further erosion and public safety issues. The bid results are as follows. However, the low bidder, as indicated below, withdrew his bid. Nettle Creek Nursery out of Morris, Illinois for $706,000. Misfits Construction Company, Chicago, Illinois for $984,000. Foundation Mechanics LLC out of Des Plaines for $1,540,000. Consider awarding a contract to Misfits Construction Company in the amount of $984,000. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee meeting held on February 11th, 2020. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Bill. Anyone from the board have any questions for Trustee Brennan on Misfits winning the bid? Anyone from the public? Let the record reflect there are none. Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Trustee Berg?
Yes.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glatz?
Yes. Item number 16, trustee Galante.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to consider approving the committee of the whole meeting schedule for the remainder of 2020.
I will second that.
Thank you. The committee of the whole, the committee of the whole of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park will conduct its meetings for the remainder of 2020 calendar year on the first Tuesday of each month at 6 o'clock. The meeting will be held at the Village Hall, 16250 Oak Park Avenue, Tinley Park, Illinois. Consider approving the committee of the whole schedule for the remainder of 2020 as stated above.
Thanks, Dan. Any questions from the board?
Just that with the stipulations that trustee Berg brought up that can be adjusted at the time or whatever, that'd be fine.
Yeah, just the clerk's office would just post that they were canceled.
Right. Or moved for a holiday or something.
Just makes it easier for them because they have it on their calendar.
Right.
So if Dave wants to have one, he can throw it in, and it'll be a regular scheduled meeting. Anyone else care to address the board? Anyone from the public care to address the board? Let the record reflect there are none. No, this is for 16. Madam Clerk, you please call the roll?
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glatz?
Yes. Thank you. Item number 17, receive comments from the staff. Pat, you want to go first?
Sure. Just want to give a little bit of update of, there's been some interest about the coronavirus, that somebody's been asking about what we've been doing to deal with that or address it. And we've been in contact daily with Cook County Department of Public Health, also Illinois Department of Public Health. They send out alerts almost daily. In the state of Illinois, there was two confirmed cases. They were just released off of their quarantine, from their home quarantine on Saturday. Right now, there's no other cases, but we get alerts that we've passed on to our dispatchers, our EMS professionals, on universal precautions on how to handle these. So we continue to follow it, and so far, everything is going okay in our area.
Thanks, Pat. The only thing I'd like to add to that is I've been inquiring about it to Pat, and you've been sending me a response. Could you just include the whole board moving forward since you brought it up tonight?
Absolutely.
So if anything, if it gets close to us of any sort. Dave? You want to give an update?
Legal update? Okay. Yeah, we did receive a lawsuit today, a federal lawsuit, basically that's against various village officials, a resident, from Mr. Eberhard. So we've obviously forwarded that to our insurance company and to legal, and we'll begin to review that.
Thank you. Chief? Anything you want to add? You guys?
Just wanted to announce that next week we will be doing our training for the new Main Star permitting system, which has been a year-long process, but we will start our training, and our goal is to go live beginning of March. This new permitting system is going to streamline permitting processes between the departments and create more alerts for things as well. But then this also will be a component of our ability to hopefully start doing e-plan reviews. And our ultimate goal is to get to permitting that can be done electronically. So we're excited. It's been a long process, but we're getting there. And then also, we did issue Sip Wine Bar a temp CO for their wine bar to be open. They have some exterior stuff, but due to weather, they can't get that done. So I'll be announcing hopefully soon when I talk to Neil about when his official opening date will be. I think he's waiting on his state liquor license right now. So.
Great. Thanks, Kimberly.
Thank you, Kimberly, especially for that final push with the software. I know it was tough there at the end, so
Yeah.
appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Anything you want to add? Item number 18, receive comments from the board. Anyone from the board wish to comment?
I would like to. I wanted to bring up the Lock It and Lose It. Both the police department and marketing put that all together. I thought it was fabulous. I got great feedback from neighbors who like to see it out there. The calls going out, just getting everybody involved. I thought it was fantastic. I hope we continue to do stuff like that. I think it's I'm always surprised how many people don't know what's going on, even all that we put out on social media. They still don't know. So this really makes people see it, when people are talking about it. So I think it was a great idea.
Thanks, Diane. Anybody else?
I would actually continue on what Diane said, but it's all the surrounding communities, so getting the word out to everybody is a great idea. I think we need to add, though, a light. Lock it, lose it, or light it. I'm amazed at the amount of houses, garages that have no lights on in their driveway, on their front porch, whatever it is. It's completely dark. I'm just amazed at that, so maybe the
That's not
next
a bad
promotion
idea,
will be
turn
light
the
it.
lights.
Light it or lose it.
And speaking of that, John and Public Works have done a great job with the new LED lighting. I mean, it lights the streets up like you wouldn't believe. I can't believe it. I mean, it goes down like 3 houses now. So, as we keep doing the lighting too, that will also
That'll
help.
help, right.
We're on phase 2, right? We've got one more phase to go?
No, we're actually just completed phase 3, and at the pace we're currently going, we're gonna be pushing almost 10 phases to cover the whole village. There's just under 4,000 lights, and each phase covers just over 350 lights per phase.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
I'd like to say a couple words about early voting. Today was the last day for voters registration here at Village Hall, but citizens may register to vote online through March 1st. Grace period registration and voting begins tomorrow, February 19th, at the Cook County Clerk's Office downtown and at the courthouses. Early voting begins here at the Village Hall on March 2nd. You can go to the Cook County Clerk website at www.cookcountyclerk.com for a list of early voting sites as well as dates and times.
Thank you. Item 19, receive comments from the public. We're here to address the board.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is concerning the Tinley Park Mental Health Center. So in 1995 and 96, there were 2 lust incidents on the property, identified by the IEPA as 951-781 and 952-428. They occurred because of a removal of underground storage tanks that were leaking near the power plant, Willow Hall, Maple Hall, Cedar Hall. They contained a tank with a capacity of 5,200 gallons. There were others that were removed from Willow Hall, Maple, Cedar. They all had about 500 gallons. They went through a process of remediating some of it. However, they never completed those 2 instances. So it means they never received from IEPA what's called an NFR, no further remediation. And they need that in order to close those 2 incidents and be in compliance with IEPA. There were 20 documents in the IEPA site. Those ended communication between IEPA and the state of Illinois. I believe it was June of 1996. In 2013 are the next set of documents concerning these 2 incidents on this site, IEPA site. There's 8 documents that state that the state of Illinois is not in compliance with IEPA law. What the biggest issue with it is, they needed to determine the natural and man-made pathways that would help the migration of petroleum or vapors that may threaten human health, human safety, or cause explosions in basements, crawl spaces, utilities, storm sanitary sewers, vaults, or other confined spaces. They needed to actually push out to, I believe it was 2,500 feet from each of the underground storage tanks that were leaking and test the natural migration paths that those petroleum products, gasoline, oil, fuel, could laterally migrate. Many of these were removed from, in back the power plant, that area that is the northern portion of the property. If you look at a map, and I looked at the scaled map, I think the closest is, the corner business is about 500 feet away. So they never tested, and then they never tested further out to 2,500 feet from any of these. Not sure how many know, I'm sure Brad does, and probably John, that east of Harlem Avenue, there are homes that still have wells. It's never been tested. So in 2013, the IEPA pulled these records. It took them 17 years to realize that the 95 and 96 incidents were never completed. They sent, there's 8 documents. They sent numerous letters to the state of Illinois. The state of Illinois ignored the IEPA. So in essence, they've ignored the IEPA for 24 years. We have open incidents on the site. The state's ignored it. It clearly states they may potentially threaten human health or human safety, may cause explosions in basements, crawl spaces, utility conduits, storms or sanitary sewers, vaults, or other confined spaces, which has to do with the vapors getting into those confined spaces, building up, and causing explosions. In all of the letters that were sent in 2013, at the bottom, it clearly states, take notice that noncompliance with the requirements of the Environmental Protection Act and the rules and regulations thereunder may be subject of enforcement action pursuant to the Act or the Federal Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. So not only is the state of Illinois in violation of the Illinois Environmental Protection Act, they're also in violation of federal law. In 3/26 of 2013 was the last communication from IEPA to the state of Illinois concerning these 2 instances. I don't know about anybody else, but yeah, there was an inspection in December, and I have no information further than that. I haven't attempted to contact the IEPA. I do know there was supposed to be a meeting between CMS and IEPA concerning IEPA's recommendations, not requirements, not follow the law, but recommendations. I don't know how any of you feel, but I don't want to wait another 24 years for the state of Illinois to take action on this. They are in clear violation of the Illinois Environmental Protection Act. The state is in clear violation of federal environmental acts as well. I don't know what more we can do. Letters have been sent. The news has carried it. The papers have carried it. At some point, I don't know if it's going to take all 57,000 of us marching on Springfield, but I know we've got their attention. I know they're not happy with us, but I think at this point we need to push even harder. We have documentation that states they've ignored the law for 24 years. They're not allowed to do that. I've said it numerous times, if this was a private company, they would have been forced by the IEPA to immediately clean it up, and probably pretty heavy fines as well. The state needs to be held to that same standard. If you're looking at it right and wrong, the scales clearly state what the state is doing is wrong. This is simply wrong. This is putting people's health in jeopardy. I think at the very least, the village should probably contact those folks east of Harlem Avenue to let them know that testing was never done. And they probably should do some testing if they have wells. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave, before we move to item 20, just, we can't move on anything, but just a couple comments. I think when you were going to have I think you have a cow scheduled for the first week of March as well, correct? Another cow? If we could, I'd like to discuss as a board, putting the mental health center on there. I think we should discuss either closing the TIF or maybe rezoning that property. Also, I'd like to discuss on there the red light cameras. And you have scheduled for March, what day is that? March 3rd, the next board meeting to vote on the cannabis, correct? Are we gonna finally move forward with that? Okay. And then, also like to put on the cow, discuss the, push tax for the gaming. And lastly, for the cow, discuss between the attorneys and Brad, if we could, do we have a terminal operator fee or license fee for them? If we don't, could we discuss that?
We can discuss.
All right, so maybe between Doug and Brad, they could discuss a couple of those items. Thank you. Item number 20. I'd like to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. A, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. B, the setting of a price for the sale or lease of the property owned by the public body. C, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Cindy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Hope everyone have a good night. We will not be returning. Thank you.